happens when you decide not to build a web application and instead ingrain everything inside of the Microsoft 365 and Power BI environment? My name is Mitchell. I'm building a security graph for governance, risk, and compliance. And essentially, I decided not to make a web application. In fact, everything is built in the tools that the organization already uses, assuming that they're a Microsoft shop, and embedded into the workflows and where people are actually doing the work. There's no web application and there's no portal. And essentially, what that allows us to build is a GRC hub within the different collaboration tools that are already in use in the organization. A big one being Microsoft Teams. And you can see an example of that here. We have this team right here, which is essentially our GRC hub. And what's really cool is we can leverage a lot of the capabilities already in Teams. We have tabs here, and we can load up different reports. So this is an Explorer or kind of inventory report essentially, where we can look at our different controls and search through these. We can filter against all of those, or just look at the ones in cloud security and look at requirements and all that good stuff. But we can also break stuff up into channels here. So we have our home channel, which everyone who's part of this GRC hub essentially will have access to the home channel. So you can determine what kind of tabs and resources or files you want to keep in this general tab. But we can add additional channels, and we can actually make these private. So only certain individuals can access that channel. And so if you have different groups, or you want to segment some of this stuff where you have to give specific people access to these features, we can do that through channels. We also have the post section here, so we can collaborate and create posts and essentially have a message board type feature within these. We also have file storage built in across all of these tabs, where we can upload all kinds of stuff and create folders, and really keep all of our information and our documents centralized and organized within our GRC hub. We can also create shared channels. And so if you need to collaborate with folks outside of the organization, whether that be perhaps secure metrics, right, and have direct access to us and to message us and ask us questions, and have a shared channel, or other organizations or partners, etc., right? We can also do cool stuff where we can pull in stuff like SharePoint lists, and look at our evidence through list formats here, and have all of this embedded directly into Teams. We can also pull in things like scorecards. Once I load this up, and have things like scorecards where people can go and we can track implementation status across, whether it be business units, whether it be authority documents, whether it be control implementations. We can actually have team members or project managers give check-ins here, and add notes and things like that, and have all of this kind of embedded in a collaborative environment with teams. And so this whole idea of, instead of creating a dedicated web application that has friction, that's something else you got to log into and manage the user accounts for, and that really only your GRC team's ever going to really utilize. Instead of doing that, we're taking everything and we're going all in on the Microsoft ecosystem, embedding the data and the tools directly into the productivity tools already being used. And that is the general idea that we like to call ambient user interface.